Hello again, good friends. Welcome new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. Today we're going to talk about polishers. We're going to showcase a polisher when it comes to them, and you're just starting out or you're just starting to take care of your own car. Just pick one up. Make sure it's decently priced. I've done many reviews on polishers. I'm doing one today, and I will keep doing them. So keep an eye out. If you think one suits you, pick it up and get going. Get some junk panels from a body shop, set them up on horses, get some experience behind them, and away you go. I just want you to be successful. I don't want you to go out and buy a designer polisher right off the bat just to keep up with the Joneses on social media, and stay away from social media when it comes to that. All they're doing, you have paid marketers out there pushing and pushing and pushing these products. They're no better than anything else out there. I've had designer expensive polishers break down in the middle of busy seasons, and cheaper ones break down. So just get one that's affordable. You'll hear boasting about customer service. I don't give a crap about that, and neither do my customers when they have a car sitting in the bay waiting to get done and a polisher breaks down. Do you think they care about customer service, sending out a polisher, keeping the car in the bay while the polisher is getting sent out and getting worked on and sent back? No. They all break down. It's just the luck of the draw. It's the way it goes. So get one that's reasonably priced to get going. Today we're going to showcase the MaxShine M21 long throw polisher. It's another one that's affordable, and we'll keep reviewing polishers that are cheap, expensive, and in between. And again, if you find one that suits you, grab it. This is the MaxShine M21 Pro, $209. Soft start trigger system. What comes in the kit: a nice carrying case with the shoulder harness, clamps right onto these loops on either side here. Comes with a handy dandy carrying case for your handle, rubber grommets, the extra carbon brushes, your Allen key and hex bolts for the handle. We have the spacer to give you a little bit of breathing room between the shroud and the backing plate. We have the instruction manual and the warranty card for the 1-year comprehensive warranty. And you know me, it doesn't matter what polisher, these things go right in here. Okay, time for the closer look segment of the video. Let's start with the cool bag here. A nice carrying bag for the polisher and many other things. We have 3 pockets on either side of the bag with their logo embroidered. It's not a cheap sticker. We have 1 larger pocket on either side, and 3 pockets on the inside of each end of the bag. Clip the shoulder strap into these metal D-loops. Has a nice soft rubber support for your shoulder, and off you go. Okay, the unit also comes with 2 replacement carbon brushes, 15 mil. I'll show you how to insert these when we get to the look inside segment. Very easy, very simple. A simple way to tune up and look after your polisher. All right, when it comes to the handle assembly, you get the rubber grommets. Simply slide them into the inserts, and you'll see it comes flush with the inside of the handle here. Then we have a washer. Then we have a 6 mil hex bolt that goes right in there. The rubber insert that we put in there first ensures even more of a smoother glide across the panel, as it dampens any type of vibration. And finally, we have the stainless steel spacer. Goes on the inside of the backing plate. Gives you a little bit of space, 0.7 mil, between the shroud and the backing plate. And I'll show you how to put that in when we get to the look inside segment. Okay, for the unit itself, 21 millimeter throw, 1000 watt motor, soft start trigger with lock, We have the speed dial with larger, easy to see numbers for the speed setting, 6 speeds, and you can hear. You'll definitely know when you're switching speeds. Great tactical feedback. We have a soft grip platypus head handle. A great soft grip handle for the trigger. Here are the heat escape dust vents. High impact plastic cover. And finally, the caps for the handle. The handle would bolt right on to either side here. There is threaded inserts right inside this plastic cap. Okay, dimensions on the unit. From the end of the handle to the tip of the platypus grip, 16 inches. .91 mils wide. 133 mils tall. And the weight of the polisher, just under 6 pounds. Okay, time for the look inside segment. We're going to start with the backing plate. Comes standard with the 6-inch backing plate. We're going to take that off. You can easily swap that out for a 5-inch backing plate. That's what we'll do now, and I'll show you how to insert the spacers. Okay, so we have a 5-inch backing plate. I have a couple of these spacers. I'm going to use 2. And they go right in here. We're then going to line up the 5-inch backing plate. Replace the hex bolt. Tighten it up. And here, if I get the good angle, you can see there's plenty of space now between the shroud and the backing plate. Okay, let's get this back off, crack this puppy open, and take a look in the inside, see what makes this thing tick. Okay, with the backing plate removed, we can go and remove the CMC machined counterweight, 3 Phillips head screws. All right, the machine counterweight, precision made to balance the unit out. That right over here. Now we have 4 screws in here to remove the shroud and get to the gears so we can repack that crappy factory grease. And yes, doesn't matter what polisher it is, they're going to skimp on the grease, get some good quality lithium, moisture control, high temp grease, and repack it. Okay, with the screws removed, we can remove the shroud. By the way, the 15 and the 21, they're going to be pretty much exactly the same inside and out, except for the longer throw, the deeper offset. All right, as we take a look inside the high-impact resin composite plastic and the platypus handle grip, we can see the reinforcement of the ribs in the inside here. And that will also, removing that, exposing the gear housing. As usual, careful as you pull this up. Slowly remove this. We get to the spindle gear, main drive gear, and that cheap grease we're going to be cleaning out with Citral 266 and repacking with Wolf Head's red, lithium, moisture fighting, high temp gear grease. Okay, we have that old stuff cleaned out of there. We have it repacked. We have the spindle gear all cleaned up, ready to go. Let's get it in there. Okay, we'll slide the platypus handle back on. Get the end caps, because I'm not going to install the handle that goes on here. And that takes us to the next step. Get the CNC machined counterbalance back on. Okay, with the counterbalance back on, I have two spacers in there. We can get the backing plate lined up. Okay, we have the 5-inch backing plate on there. All right, now we can take a look at the brains end of the polisher here, so to speak. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is just take one side off here, the screen for the vent, so the polisher can breathe, just to show you what that looks like. That's just a little tiny Phillips head screw, and you can see the screen. You can take that off, blow it out with forced air every once in a while. And I'll just give you a quick look here. This goes into the trigger, the speed dial, and the PCB, and the wiring keeps everything nice and cool. And the electric motor starts right about in here, keeps that nice and cool as well. Okay, well, we're going to flip it over now, and here we have 4 T25 screws. We'll remove them, then we can crack apart the handle here and take a look at the inside. And as I always mentioned, before we start to pull these two pieces apart, be very careful. You have the trigger here, you have the speed dial on the other side. You never know when you have a wire secured to the inside of the casing. Nice and easy, and here we go. And here's the inside of the composite high impact handle here. And we can see the layer of rubber for the grip. It's nice and comfortable. And this is pretty much exactly like the M15. The soft start variable speed trigger, the wiring management, nice and tight, nice and clean. We have nothing exposed. We don't have anything floating around in here. Right here are your carbon brushes on either side. All you do is lift that little lever, pull it to the side, pull up the carbon brush, unplug it right here, replace a new one, flip the clamp back on, that holds that down into place, plug it in, and you have just tuned up your polisher. The PCB is going to be down in here underneath the speed dial. Again, if you can hear that, you have some tactical feedback. You know what speed it's going to be in. It's going to take a little bit of pressure to get it back and forth from one speed to another, so it makes it a little harder to accidentally bump it into another speed. Your PCB board is coated in there. Coating the PCB protects it from moisture, protects it from dust, and overall lengthens the durability of your machine. It's always good to see when they're coated like that. I have seen some exposed with the soldering exposed, and it's just not a good thing. Okay, let's get this thing back together and I'll show you how it operates. Okay, we have it back together again. We have, this is an older 5-inch backing plate that I like to put on these 15 and 21 millimeter. It directs a little bit more power down onto the surface with the small surface working area. The 6-inch pad and backing plate is what was made for this. So when you swap to a 5-inch pad and backing plate, you're going to get a little bit of a wobble. The counterweight inside there that we just looked at earlier was machined for a 6-inch backing plate and pad. So you can go ahead and change the backing plate. You just got to keep in mind it's going to throw off the balance a little bit because you have a smaller circumference, weight, and shape. So we have a soft start. So it doesn't matter if you have it on speed 6, or speed 2. It's going to start up nice and easy for you. And as you can hear there, the motor is quite quiet. The vibration is minimal. It has a little bit of a wobble because we did change the backing plate. But once you get up to speed, in between 2, 2.5, and 3, and you get it up to speed, that wobble will go away, especially when you have it on the panel. But a very nice, smooth, quiet machine. And let's give it a little bit of a demonstration now. So where does the polisher with a 21 millimeter throw come into the scheme of detailing, correction, and polishing? Well, I would normally use it on an RV, a boat, a large SUV, a car or truck with large panels. It's very seldom I would break it out on something like this. This is a Shelby GT500. I may break one out if it has a lot of imperfections to remove on maybe the door, the roof, the trunk, maybe the back quarter panel with larger panels and large straight areas where I can just do that correction, help me speed it up a little bit. I probably wouldn't use it on the hood here unless it didn't have a stripe, didn't have a scoop with curves and all these intricate body lines that this beauty has here. So just to give you a quick example, on a large panel like the door here, if we want to breeze through the door, we want to breeze through the correction on the quarter panel, and we want to breeze through the correction on the hood, we could break this out and get it done rather quickly. I have a 50-50 pad, a Eurofiber 50-50 pad. We have some 3D1 here. I'm just going to tap out a 2x2, 3x3 section, let you guys hear it, see it in action. Soft start. I'm going to use it on the 3rd speed setting. That's going to be the normal speed setting that I use it for. Coming in at 6 pounds, just under 6 pounds. Let the weight of the polisher be the pressure upon the panel. Just guide it back and forth. Let the machine do the work. If you're exhausted by the end of a correction, you're not doing it right. Nice and smooth. Smooth right across the panel. It's quiet compared to some polishers out there. It's not screaming. And with 1,000 watts and a 21 millimeter throw, you have plenty of power, correction power, at the tip of your fingers here. And with the machine, with that type of throw and that type of power, you'll get through a panel rather quickly, even with the deepest imperfections. And that is honey for the money right there. That is good to go. Okay, for the final thoughts segment of the video. The M21 is a fine polisher for the price, but a 21 millimeter, save that for a larger vehicle, SUV, boat, RV, larger car or truck with some huge panels, help you speed up the process a little bit, give you a little bit more power. An 8 millimeter is just fine to get into polishing, start your own business, take care of your own car. I do recommend to grab a rotary as well at some point. When I first started, it's so strange how you needed to master wet sanding and the rotary just to keep a job, and boy, how times change, where sometimes a rotary is an afterthought, and I really suggest to you guys that it wouldn't be, to pick up both at some point. Grab your DA first if you think you'll be more comfortable with that. But this is a fine polisher. It's nice and quiet, little vibration. It has plenty of power. I do have to admit I don't feel the power between the original 900 watt versions and the 1000 watt. I can't tell the difference between the two, but they are put together a little bit better. The wire management is a lot cleaner. We have some more industrial stronger parts for the internals. And if you have any questions at all on any of these polishers I'm reviewing, don't hesitate. I will continue to review many, many more polishers for you. And if you see one you like, pick it up. Brian from Apex Detail. I'll catch you in the next video.